Holy Ghost fire! What's good, everybody? Thank you all so much for clicking on the video. I really appreciate it. Y'all, I just woke up. I'm kind of upset, but I'm trying not to be. I just woke up and I've seen that Us Weekly has reported an exclusive. It says Real Housewives of Potomac's Wendy Osefo accuses police of an illegal arrest over fraud charges. And I just woke up. I came to sit down at the computer and I tried to record a video, and I've done it twice already. Twice. And the first time I'm trying to show the article as I was reading it, and I ended up looking and it wasn't showing. And then the second time, I done recorded the video and got through with it, and nothing recorded. I forgot to add myself to the stage. And I don't believe that I did that. I believe there's something wrong with StreamYard. I really believe that there's something wrong with StreamYard. But I'm going to go ahead and read this article, and then I'm going to tell y'all my thoughts after. It says the Real Housewives of Potomac star Wendy Osefo is claiming that she is a victim of an illegal arrest as she fights her fraud charges in court. Us Weekly can exclusively report. On October 17th, Osefo's lawyer filed court docs as part of her criminal case in Maryland. The reality star demanded all charges be dismissed due to alleged defects in the charging document. In addition, Osefo, 41, demanded all evidence be suppressed because of an unlawful search or seizure. The Bravo star also asked for all wire and verbal communications to be suppressed because of an unlawful interception. In the filing, Osefo's lawyers claimed his client was illegally arrested. The reality star's counsel said that all admissions, statements, or confessions should not be allowed as evidence because they were unlawfully obtained. Osefo and her husband, Eddie Osefo, were arrested in Westminster, Maryland on October 9th on fraud charges, Us previously reported. Both were released from jail after posting $50,000 bond. The arrest came after a grand jury indicted the couple on charges of insurance fraud, conspiracy fraud, and making a false statement to a police officer. Wendy also asked that the trial of co-defendants be severed from the trial of this defendant. Eddie was hit with charges over the same allegations. In the separate filing, Wendy's lawyer demanded that the prosecutors turn over any alleged evidence they possess. She demanded a list of all witnesses. The prosecutors planned to call in any polygraph results of witnesses questioned by law enforcement. Wendy also wanted to know if the prosecutors had any confidential informants who worked on the investigation and asked for copies of all official police reports. Eddie does not have a lawyer listed in his case as of yet. In court documents, prosecutors claim Wendy and Eddie reported a burglary at their home in April 2024. The couple claimed that their home had been ransacked during their vacation to Jamaica and various expensive items had been stolen. The police noted Wendy and Eddie's security camera did not catch any motion on the night in question. The prosecutors claimed that the couple made misleading statements to insurance companies and reported certain items stolen that they still had possession of or had returned before the alleged burglary. The police executed a warrant and reportedly found at least 15 items at Wendy and Eddie's home that they claimed had been stolen during the burglary. The docs claimed that the reality stars was burdened by substantial debt. Wendy has been a cast member of the Real Housewives of Potomac since season 5 in 2020. On October 19th, Wendy broke her silence on social media after the arrest. And through it all, God remains faithful, she wrote via Instagram. Thank you for the outpouring of love, support, and prayers for myself and most importantly, my family during this time. We are forever grateful. Tune into Bravo TV tonight for a new episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac. Now, I did see that post that Wendy made on Instagram. You know, I always tell you, you got to watch people when they get to talking about God, and you got to watch people when they get to talking about calling you brother and sister, and get to talking about the black man.
Message!
I thought that Wendy's post on Instagram, I think that she was just trying to show off her outfit.
No. Oh yes. No. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
I do. I think that Wendy was best dressed when they went to Preakness. She knew that she was best dressed, and she looked good. She looked good. And I thought that Wendy's post was mostly about her trying to show off her outfit. I don't think that she gave a damn about the outpouring of love, support, and prayers for her and her family. It was still, you see the outfit, bitch, I'm killing you hoes. That's what it was given. It was still self-centered. That's what I thought of the post. We seen Eddie posted a picture also, and he was talking the God thing too.
Clock that T.
Clock it.
Clock that T.
Clock it.
Clock that T.
Clock it.
But At least he had a photo of him, his wife, and the kids. Wendy's was, I'm here, I arrived. And so it shows me where Wendy head is at. Now, they said that Wendy's lawyer filed these court documents on the 17th. Today is now the 23rd, so we got this a little bit late. They gave this to us a little bit late. I would have thought that people in Maryland, Westminster, Maryland, I would have thought that the people in Maryland would have been on it, but we got this on the 23rd. Let's got the illegal arrest, okay? Let me just tell y'all how I see myself, because I got my law degree too, but I got my law degree from the school of SVU. Okay, now Wendy claiming that she was illegally arrested and want all of the charges to be dismissed due to alleged defects in the charging document. I think that is standard. I believe most defense attorneys will try to claim that something was illegal, that the arrest was illegal, anything that we can do to try to stop this from going to trial and try to get the charges dismissed. We even saw Karen trying to take this approach last year after she had her drunk driving incident. But I gotta be honest, when I hear statements like this, it makes me think that the defendant is automatically guilty. It makes me think that Wendy is automatically guilty. We have not heard Wendy or Eddie yet make a statement saying that we didn't do this. We didn't hear them make those statements. And I'm wondering why. How come y'all hadn't came out and said we didn't do this? Because some people will believe them. I believe that, of course, they're innocent until proven guilty, but look, they looking guilty to me. They looking guilty to me, but people will believe them and people will be able to follow them. Like, okay, we'll give them a chance. Okay, if they say they didn't do it, okay, let's hear them out and just wait until the court date. But they're not doing that. They haven't said that. They haven't said that. I believe that she could have made that post just like she said, thank God, and this and that and this and that. She could have came out and said, we didn't do this. Y'all know we wouldn't do no shit like that. I got 4 degrees. My husband is a lawyer. You think we'll do some dumbass shit like that? They could have came out and said that, but no, it didn't say it. They didn't say it. It reads to me that I did the crime, but y'all made a mistake in the way that you arrested me and you didn't catch me lawfully. They wanted all of the wire and verbal communications to be suppressed because of an unlawful interception, right? Again, it reads that I got caught, but it was unlawful in the way that you caught me. It's hard for me to believe that the police had a case of this magnitude when the grand jury actually indicted them and they had an arrest warrant for them, that when they went and arrested Wendy and Eddie, that they did not cross all their T's and dot their I's. Because they knew that this was going to be a high profile case and they knew that everyone would be watching. And they knew it specifically Black people was going to be watching, which is why they held a press conference the next day, because they knew that this was going to be a high profile case. Now, what got me shook is all admission statements and confessions should not be allowed as evidence because they was unlawfully obtained. Because that reads to me that Wendy was probably in there talking.
You should have kept your fucking mouth shut.
And I would love to see this body cam footage. I would love to see the body cam footage. I'll just take the plea because I wouldn't want nobody to see me like that. This is shocking to me because you would think that with Wendy being the wife of an attorney, no matter what type of attorney that he is, and Wendy being a highly educated woman with 4 degrees, and I told you I watched Ebony. What is Ebony's last name? Anyway, I watched Ebony over with Carlos King, and she said, I told y'all before, she said that it was going to be hard for Wendy to play like she was this doting wife who didn't really know what was going on, and I was just signing whatever my husband gave me because you got 4 degrees, so you knew better. You knew better. But you would think that a woman in Wendy's position will be well versed and know that she did not have to talk to the police without a lawyer present. And you have the right to remain silent because anything can be and will be used against you in a court of law. But I think that sometimes people feel like if they're being nice to the police, that the police are going to cut them slack. Baby, no, baby. You were picked up on fraud charges. You still going to jail. No matter what you go in there and tell them, you still going to jail.
You're fraud! You're fraud!
You ain't just went and got no candy bar or nothing like that, baby. You going to jail. So no matter how polite and how many yes ma'ams and no ma'ams you say to these laws, your ass will still be arrested. And I guess I'm putting too much on Wendy just because she's the wife of an attorney, because I guess that doesn't mean anything. I think in my head, I would think that people will be well versed and know what to do. But again, Rachel Lindsay's father is a judge, and she went and got married without a prenup.
You did what?
And now she's stuck paying her ex-husband over $13,000 a month in spousal support.
You's a stupid motherfucker.
And it just goes to show, in Wendy's case specifically, something can be drilled in you, but unless it is practiced in realistic situations, you may respond or act on instinct and fear. So everything that she's been told can go out the window. Or maybe she probably thought, I can use my husband. He can be my attorney in whatever's going on. But shit, this nigga locked up sitting right next to me in the back of the police. So shit, who I'm gonna get? So she probably went in there and started talking. I would love to see that body cam footage. But you know, that is the reason why we see on the first 48 or crime shows, when we see people going in an interrogation room, when they had a long rap sheet, they be in there cool as a cucumber because they done already practiced in realistic situations before. Not practice, they done already survived realistic situations before or been in this scenario before. So they can stay cool under pressure. And some people who have never had interactions with the police before may be scared, may be nervous, and start talking and responding off of instinct and fear. And I know that I've been guilty of that myself. I know that I have been questioned by the police before, and I tried to call my mom to calm me down. And my phone, for some reason, I wasn't getting any service at the time. They probably did it to my phone.
Message.
But I wasn't able to get in contact with my mom, and I talked to the police about something that I really didn't have to talk to them about because it really had nothing to do with me. So I do have grace for Wendy. You just never know what you'll do in a situation like that. You can drill it into somebody as much as you want, unless they're in that scenario realistically. You never really know how you may respond. Wendy lawyer says that they wanted the trial of co-defendants to be severed from the trial of this defendant. I don't know if y'all remember earlier this week there was a Bravo blind item. Oh yes, it came from Crazy Days and Nights, Monday, October 20th, 2025. Oh my God, we're gonna have to go back to this date. Blind item number 9. This housewife thinks that she can win the trial. She can't. She also wants to stretch it out as long as possible so she can keep filming and keep getting paid. Watch her try to throw her husband under the bus. Now, they said that Eddie didn't have a lawyer at the time. That doesn't mean, or it wasn't named yet in the documents, that doesn't mean that he doesn't have a lawyer. When people usually want the co-defendants to be severed at the trial, it means that one defendant may blame another. A co-defendant statement might incriminate another defendant who didn't make a statement. And when I think of that, I think of Eddie emailing Wendy, asking her, do she want to add some Chanel slippers into the insurance claim so they can get it over $423,000.
You's a dumb nigga.
Remember, they kept saying that, but they never said what Wendy said back. And so Wendy looking like that nigga probably sent that to me, but that don't mean that I replied. I don't know what that nigga was talking about. You get what I'm saying? And one person's role in it may be small compared to the others. I don't see a world where she would try to throw Eddie under the bus. I think that Eddie would probably try and take the fall. If I was married with 3 kids and my wife and I got caught up into something, I would like to think that I would take the fall. Only if it was my idea. How long are we talking? No, seriously, I would want to take the fall because I just wouldn't want my children to be raised by Mama Sue. Holy Ghost fire! Or any other family members, because you never know how your child will be treated. They're going to be looking at your children as a burden. They probably be over there being treated like Cinderella. I don't want my children to be mistreated. But the thing is, this is the situation they got themselves in. And if Eddie's supposed to be this good man that everybody talks about, Eddie, because I believe that this was Eddie's idea, Eddie should take the fall. I think that Wendy went along with it, but I think that this was Eddie's idea. I do.
You did this! You did this! God damn you! You did it! I know you did it! You did! Yes, you did! Yes, you did! Yes, you did it!
But again, Wendy having 4 degrees, I just doubt that they're gonna let her go free without nothing. I just doubt that they're gonna let her go free without nothing. It says that the lawyer demanded that the prosecution turn over any alleged evidence. They was going to do that anyway. They have to do that. They also wanted to know if there was any confidential informants. Wouldn't it be something if some of the housewives were CIs on this case? CIs mean confidential informants. Wouldn't it be something if they questioned some of the housewives and saying, "Well, Wendy said that her wedding ring was stolen. Do you know if Wendy made a replica of the ring?" That would be something, baby. That would be something. I still can't believe that Wendy and Eddie got caught up in something like this. I still don't believe that they were in debt like that. I don't believe that because that came from, I think that the police just threw that in there. I don't believe everything that the police say, but I don't believe that they were in debt. Where was the money going? Where was the money going? Wendy's dressing has improved. Granted, I will give you that. Her dressing has improved, but it ain't improved like that. Wendy ain't out here just dropping labels like that. She's not giving me Erica Jane and Dorit. And I'm not saying that the labels are a lot. I'm just saying their stuff look expensive. And Wendy's stuff doesn't really look expensive like that.
Y'all hoes look cheap. That shit don't cost much.
Does she look good? Yes. But she's just not dripped in labels like that. And so I just don't see where all of this money could just be going on Wendy's glam squad. And I just don't see that. I just don't see that. I think that people wanted to put that on Wendy when they heard that it was money problems, but I just don't think that she was wasting money like that. I don't see it. She wasn't just dripped in Gucci and Prada, and I just don't see that for her. I just don't see it for her. So I want to know where the money was at. I don't believe that they was broke like that. I don't. Only because I think that that came from somebody who I don't believe in at all. And I think that the police probably got that from them and ran with that story. Because I don't think that the police, with the warrants and stuff that they had for this case specifically, I doubt that the police had access to their financial records. So I just don't see a world where the police had access to their financial records or statements that don't have anything to do with this case. So how could they make a statement like that? It could be greed. Granted, it could be greed, but I just don't see it. And again, Eddie and Wendy had everything going on for them. Listen. I don't see myself. If it wasn't a millions of dollars, I'm not doing it. At their level, if we wasn't doing no scheme or no scam that was going to really bring us in seven figures, shout out to Sheree, then I ain't doing it. But let me know, what do y'all think? If y'all was Eddie, would y'all take the fall for y'all family? That's what to me. That's what a man is supposed to do. I will take the fall for the family. But I still can't believe this is going on. But I really don't think that it was really nothing to see here. I'm shocked that Wendy is trying to get her separate from Eddie's, but I don't see her throwing him under the bus. I see him trying to take the fall, but I don't think that that's going to work for Wendy. I don't. But I'm not surprised that she was saying that the arrest was unlawful and the arrest was illegal. Because you were sitting over here smiling, trying to be cute in your mugshot. Holy Ghost fire! But y'all, that's all I got right now, y'all. Let me know in the comments what y'all think. Thank y'all so much for clicking on the video, y'all. I really appreciate the love and support, and I'll see y'all later. Adios.